A lot of Hollywood was up bright and early this morning as nominations for the 86th Annual Academy Awards were announced. Here with the good, the bad, and the surprising is our movie critic, Laramie Legal. Hey there, it's good to see you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Is this like one of your favorite days of the year?
Well, except for the 5:30 wake-up call, it's pretty nice. But,
yeah, because you have to actually be up to listen.
Everything's about the East Coast. They can't just do it at noon our time. Wouldn't that be nice? Sleep in.
Yeah. I know. Don't get me started. So, all right, the announcements, did you find them fairly predictable, or were there things that really stood out?
I'd say mostly predictable. You always run about 85–90%. There's a couple of surprises each year as the Academy zigs when we thought they would zag.
Right.
And we'll get into that a little bit. The first big surprise was American Hustle getting all 4 actor nominations. This is the second time director David O. Russell has accomplished this. Last year, Silver Linings Playbook did the same thing. The one that snuck in was Bradley Cooper. I didn't see him for supporting, and he got in there.
I'm glad he did. I thought he was great. I think
great.
this is a great movie.
And it's an actor's movie. But if you're David O. Russell at this point, on your business card it says, work with me, get an Oscar nom, right? Like,
exactly.
It doesn't matter what you have to go through at this point, you're getting a free nom. So
that's Gravity and American Hustle, both with 10 nominations altogether.
And Gravity is sort of the reason they opened it up to 10, only 9 nominations this year, but 10 could be selected. Gravity is kind of like the Academy's way of saying, hey, we see films you see too. It's not just about the little ones, right?
I wish they'd pick a number, though. I'm always a little thrown up by if it's 5,
8,
5,
9,
if it's 10, then pick 10 of them. I don't know.
It looks like Cuarón's going to win for Best Director here. It's going to split the field. That only happens about 25% of the time, and then 12 Years a Slave is still the favorite. But Dallas Buyers Club, if you want to look at a really predictive category, if you're making your ballot out, you need a film to be nominated for Best Editing in order for it to win Best Picture. It's almost impossible for it not to. It's been like 35 years, I think, since it's happened.
I never knew that. Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
So Dallas Buyers Club is nominated for editing, of course. And then Matt McConaughey winning a Golden Globe sort of makes the Best Actor category a little cloudy now. Great film, and you know, an actor's film as well. So, and a message film. You know, that's the other thing the Academy loves.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Did you know I am now, because AFTRA merged with SAG, I am now a voting SAG member.
Well,
for the SAG Awards.
congratulations.
Oh, it's so irresponsible to ask me what I think about this. But
you see a lot of movies. You're ready. Yeah.
As a result, they send you DVDs to review.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
I hadn't seen that movie yet, and the acting is phenomenal. Jared Leto and Matt
Jared Leto
McConaughey
is a slam dunk. If you want to mark him down as a winner, he's already won that award. So put that on your ballot. Yeah.
Okay, so have we talked about all the Best Picture nominees?
12 Years a Slave. There were 9. Just briefly, 12 Years a Slave, director Steve McQueen. Chiwetel Ejiofor, still the slight favorite for Best Actor. It's a great movie. It's a really jarring movie. I wouldn't make it a date night necessarily.
I'm a little scared that I'm just going to become infuriated.
It's a rough watch, but it's a great film. So, you know, it's one of those kind of movies.
And the important thing to remember here is that on the list is Nebraska, which was written by Bob Nelson, who is a Northwest native and alum of Almost Live.
Original screenplay nomination.
And a guest on this show. The road to greatness always runs through New Day. Please remember that.
Actors have to pick up your SAG nomination from you, and then they work on the screenplay by appearing.
I can't believe it.
Absolutely.
All right, we always talk each year about people being snubbed, which I feel kind of bad about, because they're not really snubbed.
Well, the weird thing about a snub is when you take someone out who, you know, was nominated. So that, to me, is a true snub. Tom Hanks not getting any nominations. He didn't get one for Captain Phillips or Saving Mr. Banks. That's a little strange. He's got 2 Oscars already. He probably will still wake up and say, hey, I'm Tom Hanks.
He's fine.
It's going to be all right. Saving Mr. Banks only received a score nomination. That's a little strange. It was considered a Best Picture contender at one point. I think the Disney tie-in with that sort of turned the rest of the Academy off, who wasn't necessarily Disney affiliated, because it is kind of a puff piece for how great Disney is. So I think the Academy said, we're going to pass on that. Her didn't get any actor nominations.
Joaquin Phoenix was very, very good in this movie. He was great.
And guys like me were pushing for Scarlett Johansson to get an acting nom, even though she was just a vocal performer. The Academy said no. They want their actors appearing on screen, you know. So we kind of thought it might happen because the artist had someone who didn't speak get an Oscar nomination and win, but now Scarlett Johansson was left at the altar, as they say.
And so inside Llewyn Davis.
Inside Llewyn Davis, I would consider Oscar Isaac a snub, because I thought he was either the first or second best actor this year after Chiwetel Ejiofor. It wasn't actually eligible for any of the best songs due to some weird Academy rules. So that wasn't a snub, even though the songs are amazing in it.
Right, the music is really good.
Yeah. So
it's the Coen brothers.
And the Coen brothers not getting a nom.
I know.
You would have thought they just had their normal spot that they walked into every year, but no, not so.
And not so. And then Before Midnight, which is the end of the trilogy that I really love.
There was some thought they were going to get the Lifetime Achievement, which is what happens. Lord of the Rings, you might remember, won for its third try.
Right.
Sometimes you get for the body of your work, you win an award. This was a case where the Academy passed on it. So.
Well,
what are you gonna do?
Still see it. It's really good. Another tough category. Let's talk about just a couple of these. Best Actress, all of them fantastic. I don't know how you would differentiate one from the other. Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine.
And she is the predictive winner at this point. After Jared Leto, she's probably the second biggest favorite, I'd say, unless you want to count Gravity for visual effects as a slam dunk. But yeah, Cate should win. I believe these are all previous nominees, right, or previous winners. It's a loaded field for certain. Yeah, but Cate should pull it out.
And she's in a Woody Allen movie.
That helps. It's helpful.
Actresses who are in Woody Allen movies.
That's what you want to do.
Well.
His business card, same deal.
Yeah, very good thing. And then August Osage County, Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts.
Both get noms.
Get nominated, but not a Best Picture or Screenplay.
Yeah, a little strange. But again, that's an actor's movie. I think it's a little rough narratively, so I could see, not including in the Best Picture field, but Roberts and Streep are both good. The other interesting category, Best Actor, Robert Redford didn't get a nomination for All Is Lost. Some people thought he might. Sort of a lifetime achievement for him as well.
Right.
But what happens is, and I don't think people realize, it's not about necessarily the quality. It helps to have a good movie, don't get me wrong, but it's about what goes on behind the scenes, the politicking, the parties you go to.
Really?
And Bruce Dern wanted this nomination, so he went hard after it, and Robert Redford said, I'm good.
I'm Robert Redford.
I'm fine. Yeah,
I'm
it's
the
going to be fine.
best-looking human man
in
history.
I'm not too worried about it.
I'll just be okay with
exactly.
everything that's going on.
Yep.
Okay, so Best Actor, Christian Bale in American Hustle, Bruce Dern from Nebraska, and again, he really does just completely bring it in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Leo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. Lots of people walked out of that movie when I was
This is what they call the controversial movie this year. I mean, it was 3 hours. It was a little long, but
it's 3 hours of debauchery.
It really
I can handle
is.
now and then, but like you're done and go.
Give me
okay.
5 minutes of debauchery. Right?
Ooh, 5 minutes and then something
the
to laugh
two
at.
contenders in this category are definitely Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave and Matt McConaughey.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce his name, but he's great in 12 Years a Slave, and then Matthew McConaughey.
And then lastly, if you're looking for any other surprises to impress your coworkers with, Oprah not getting a nomination, usually.
For The Butler? The Butler didn't really show up,
Didn't pick up
right?
anything, Rush didn't pick up a lot of nominations, which is strange given its technical ability. I thought it was a great editing film as well. Monsters U didn't get a nomination. Pixar usually has that slot for them as well. And then I would say Bad Grandpa and Saving Mr. Banks getting the same amount of nominations, one, is a little shocking.
That is very shocking.
The odds were off the board on that one going in.
That's sort of like, who was it? Andy Samberg getting a Golden Globe the other day. What
Where did that come from? Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Laramie.
Laramie.
Thank you. Good luck out there.
So much fun to talk about movies. The 86th Annual Academy Awards air live on March 2nd. To read more reviews, previews, and predictions from Laramie, please visit our website after the show. We'll link you right over. But first, a special treat for the audience. Roadside Attractions' new movie, Gimme Shelter, opens next weekend. It's inspired by the true story of a pregnant teenager who runs away from her drug-addicted mother to make a better life on her own. What she faces are the harsh realities of life on the streets until she finally finds hope and sisterhood in a shelter for homeless teens. Gimme Shelter stars Vanessa Hudgens, Brendan Fraser, and Rosario Dawson. It opens January 24th, but our audience does not have to wait because they're getting a pair of free passes for an advanced screening. I hope you'll enjoy that. Up next, we get swept away to the islands of Hawaii as we enjoy a performance from Waikiki's family-friendly show, Hanu by the Sea, right after this.